Hello YouTube and welcome back to City Skylines. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. This is the third part of building rural Britain, and as you can see we've got a few updates here. You can see that I've built up the city, or this little village area like so. See that it's not quite complete, that's what we're going to be doing in this video, but also if we have a look down here, we've got a slightly bigger village over in this direction, complete with a church, lots of housing, or I say lots of housing, not really that much housing, but a farmhouse and a farm over on this side. So this is potentially maybe a twin village sort of thing, where you've got two villages in fairly close proximity to each other. I don't know how far this is on the map. I suppose I will try and find out. But in this video, what we're going to do is either in this village or that village, we're going to see if we can start sprucing things up, making it look a lot more like a village and not just some buildings sort of plopped down with no real idea. So we're going to have to try and maybe make this a village green, a park, something like that, fencing, whatever it is, walls and the like. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It should be interesting. Probably going to be one with not much talking, but a lot of thinking and hopefully a lot of progress. Okay, so I've been looking at some of these villages in the UK and things like that, and to be completely honest, I think one of the problems that I've got is that I don't have quite enough, not yet, quite enough assets for a UK village just to do, you know, things around the corner and up the hills and things like that. But I think I'm fairly close to being able to do such things. So I am sort of looking around trying to work out how these things are going to go, and I have realised that it's probably better. I mean, this thing sits here, that's absolutely fine. But it's probably better up here to maybe not have two of these homes, or three should I say, and perhaps just two. So I am going to, first of all, get rid of that. And we're going to put something else here. But over here we're certainly going to do something. And the thing that I'm going to do, I think, is, first of all, we've got I think the houses in the right place, but I do need to, that's not the right one. That's the one. Anytime now. There we go. I do need to try and smooth this terrain out a little bit, so probably level soften terrain. I suppose that's the right one. And bring that up to like that. And just soften the terrain out at the back of this house. Like that. And there we go. That's probably good enough. Yeah, that seems good enough. We can do something with this. The next thing we're going to have to do is get something down here. So we need to be able to perhaps paint some of these, and I'm going to paint it in gravel. Now unfortunately I don't think we've got better options at the moment, so I'm just going to paint this area in gravel, and it's kind of not perfect, but I'm going to try regardless to make it as perfect as I possibly can. So for example, just like that. There we go. It's a bit better there. Oops. Mistake. Okay, just do that then. That will do. Then like that, and over on this side, do something along the lines of that. So that's perhaps giving us some sort of gravel area to work with. After that, we do need, I did just recently put the church in, we do need fences. So we're going to have a look. We're not going to use those ones. Rural wire fence isn't any good. As a matter of fact, it doesn't seem to be a fence at all that I'm after. I might be after a wall. Ah, yes, it's a wall. So we're going to look for dry stone walls. It says best used on flattish ground. Best used on flattish ground. What if we go for this one? Don't need to use that on flattish ground at all. Let's see exactly where we can stick this. Now I could switch all of the snaps off, and hopefully that's not right. I can switch all of the snaps off and we can stick it wherever we want. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to go for something that goes across like this. We'll demolish. In fact, I suppose we need to leave it open in some way. So we'll do that. And I'll specifically give it a gap. 8 meters. I think that's wide enough for a car to get through. More than wide enough. We'll do that. And we'll bring it all the way along. And perhaps we can have another one here. Another 8 meters or so. And then all the way around. And we can bring this all the way to the end. Like that. Have it follow this path upwards as best as it can. So we'll try and do something that helps it out a little bit. There we go. And then we'll go across this way. This one should be fairly easy. It should be flat for the most part. There we go. And down we go. Let's see if I can connect it up to that. There we go. Okay, so now we have a fenced off area, as you would in a village, and all we need to do is press demolish and get rid of the correct area, which apparently it doesn't wish to do. Thank you very much, you useless piece of junk. Okay, I suppose we're just going to have to do this. There we go. Okay, we'll just do that then. Okay, so now we have that. So this is putting in some detail for these housing, or this housing. Now, obviously, 2 houses probably going to have a connection in the middle. So we are going to throw one of those in. Perfect. There you go. Looking very nice. At the back of the house, we might have some grass, so we'll have to try and put some grass in. Ruined? No. And we'll make this kind of small, so we've got some finer control. I say finer control. That's not really fine control, is it at all? I'm sure we'll be able to do something with this. There we go. Do something like that, and perhaps have a little bit of. Nope. There, just do that. That doesn't look terrible. And same thing here, we'll just do... There you go. Nothing too bad there at all. Okay, a house like this is probably going to have trees. So let's have a look for some trees. And we're going to use these, a couple of these split trunk ones. We'll do single, and we'll be able to place a few of these in very, I say specific places, but it's not really specific as such. There you go. So we now have some trees in this village. Things are starting to look far more village-like. Now, other things we probably want are little bushes, hedges and things at the back of the garden. So you can place a few of them. There you go, where the wall is. Perfect. Nothing too crazy. Awesome. And I mean it's part of Britain, so perhaps they'll have a UK flag. How do I his flag's the wrong way. So that flag is actually the wrong way. And it doesn't move or anything. So never mind the flag. I got rid of the wall. Well than me. As a matter of fact, let's put this one to see what this one does. Put the wall back. That's not what the wall originally was, but alright. Let's try that again. Put the wall back. There we go. Well, look, that's got a little bit of vegetation that seems to do the trick. It is floating a little bit up there, but we can go ahead and let's go for plants. plant. Let's see what we have. Oh, look at these. Yes, this seems like something that would be found in one of these houses. Perhaps just here or something. Maybe two of these houses would have that. This one can have one right here. There we go. We wouldn't have a square one. You don't mix these together. Mixing and matching isn't a great idea. Not with this kind of stuff. Let's see what kind of flowers we have. Not many, unfortunately. Okay, and I suppose we could, if we really wanted to, stick a tree in here. What on earth is that in the way? Who and what are you, and why are you? There we go. A tree. Regular, medium, tree. Prop anarchy. What is it? Alt and P, Shift and P? I don't know. Control and P, Alt and P, Shift and P. There we go. And a tree in there. So now that's starting to look quite like a house. We'll even put a little fence in on both of these. Now we'll put actual fencing. Coastal path fencing. No, I just want normal fence, please. Normal fence. Now I can sort of get it running. Is that going to be... No. Perhaps something along the lines of this. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's stick one of these in. There you go. Separates the rest of separates the front of the house from the back of the house. Very, very nicely indeed. There you go. A fence there. And of course we can put a similar fence on this side. There you have it. And we'll do the same thing here. Now this house has a fence that's slightly further forward. They prefer a little bit more garden space at the back, which you know is absolutely fine. And we can always move these fences into a better location as and when we need to. And for this one, we'll do this. We'll go. The fence they created decided that they would do this like that, just so that they could stick an additional car over at the front, at the back of the house, should I say? That. And I'm just going to stick this through the house because it doesn't really matter. Like that. There you go. Now we've actually got a house that looks somewhat like village housing. That's started to look pretty nice. Let's just do something like this and have a good look at it. Just going to look at it for a moment, just see if there's anything perhaps missing. There probably are a number of things missing. Right, don't know. There is something that looks like it's missing here. Just trying to work out what it could possibly be. Of course, oh, why did I do that? Of course, we also have the idea of at the back of the house we need trees, woodland. This is where this idea is going to come in from. So we're going to have to stick in a lot more trees here. There you go. We'll split the tree types, so we'll do that as well. There you go. And sure, why don't we just put some little bushes and stuff in there, as you would. And what do we have? Those bushes are tiny. They look ridiculous. But there we go. So at the back of the house, you've got nothing but woodland. That's not too bad actually. So you come up this road. Person who lives here. 2 houses, lots of woodland at the back. That's pretty good. that is actually fairly good. It's not perfect, but it's fairly good. I'm pretty happy about that, and that took all of 15 minutes. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we probably need to look at a few things here. Now, what we could do is turn this little area into a bit of a park. So I'm going to demolish the trees in this area. Just here, and we're going to work on a little park area. I say park, I mean it's a village. You're not really going to get much in the way of parks, are you? Wall. We go for a standard dry stone. Oh, where's it? Is that it? Plain version with no vegetation. Great. And we're going to do a similar thing here. Now, what we're going to do with the park is that we're going to have we're going to ensure that, first of all, no cars crash around here. So though this is a corner shop, we're going to ensure that there's no... How do I make this... Oh, I don't want that to... Right. There you go. You'll accept that, won't you? We're going to ensure that we have a corner there that we can survive. We don't want any... We want some protection along that. And we'll go back here. And then we're going to go across around the back of these houses, right the way along, all the way. Now you see we've got some problems with the walls, so we're not going to go all the way. We'll go to about. Well, let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's try and follow this along as best as we can, like that, like that. We'll sort out the wall afterwards. And like that. So that's the back of that area done. We can then look at perhaps smoothing out the terrain here. This is very, very unpleasant terrain, to say the least. And to be honest, the terrain smoothing in City Skylines is not the greatest terrain smoothing I've ever used. I think Transport Fever does a much better job of smoothing terrain than City Skylines does, but nevertheless, we have that. Maybe that won't be a park. We'll have to do something with it. And also here we're going to have to, I think, smooth the terrain and add in a retaining wall and some trees. So here we go, terrain smoothing. There we go. Very nice. And then we'll go for not a retaining wall, just a standard dry stone wall. So that wall can start past the police box. Why not? As a matter of fact, we can make this wall come back from here. There we go. And that wall is clearly, you guys have figured out where that wall's going to connect. Because it's just done it. There you go. Perfect. Now on this side, what we can do is we can have trees. A tree line. We shall stick a tree line here. And we'll just go for these. Cross size single. Make it a little bit sporadic. Don't want it to look too uniform. There you go. Just like that. And then back here, we'll just go for a few more of these trees. Click, 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 click. See what comes up. These are the ones that come up. Then we'll do single. Click, 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 click. Done. Okay. So now we enter the village. Let's have a look. So we've got an entrance into the village, and you can see we've got walls, retaining walls. We've got a way up here, more retaining walls, a woodland out that way that actually looks like woods, which is fantastic. We need to perhaps adjust the walls slightly there. And then we've got the back. Now we just need to do something with... I keep doing that. This particular area. So it's this area that's of mild concern to us. So let me think for a moment. What could we do in that area? I'm also going to just look on my phone for any anything else that could potentially work here for us. So I'm just going to look for villages and see what's available. Right, what do we have? Now, we still have these paths and things like that in villages, which I need to potentially look at. To be honest, a lot of these do sometimes just have nothing but empty areas. So, I suppose I could, theoretically, just leave that empty. There seems to be nothing wrong with just leaving an area empty. So I guess I shall do that. I shall just leave the area empty. Nothing else to do. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to use the move it tool to drop these into the ground correctly. That looks about right. And similarly here. Drop that into the ground. Let's have a look. Maybe lift this one up a bit. Like that. And even perhaps lift this one up. Not too much, but like so. That's looking decent. It's looking very decent. And then all we need to do, I suppose, is connect these two up together somehow. So we'll go for wall. Again. Dry stone wall. Come on. And connect that to there. Perfect. That's done very well. We'll use the move tool just to budge that along just a little bit. And perhaps bring it a little bit forward. Twist it around a little. Perhaps this TARDIS as well. Or the actual police box. Bring that forward, lift it up. Lift it up. There we go. Perfect. That's looking pretty good. That is looking really quite good. Now all we need to do is add in some of this tarmac. I hope this works. Slight problem. It does weird things, which is annoying. But we will add in some of this tarmac. See, that's smart. That's yeah, that's annoying. Somewhere back here, perhaps. How am I supposed to get rid of? You see, that's a problem because I can't really put down little bits of tarmac unless there is something that is going to be tarmac. Nope. Paving. Nope. It's pavilion. Floor. Nope. What could it be? Cobble. Cobble. Here we go. Cobble. Now this we could use. How big is one of these? Oh, that's really nice. That I would very much like to use. Okay. Where can I stick this? Let's just see what this does. It's just a sort of a little image texture, isn't it? I am quite happy with that one. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm very happy with this one. Walk through the village and you have cobble. Although that being said, it's not the greatest cobble, is it? So I'm not all too happy with it. The moment I saw it, I'm like, yeah, this is great. But then you look at it and you go, no, maybe not. Okay, well, unfortunately, it looks like we'll have to think about that one. Anything else we could do here? Yeah, we could probably have a... Okay, what else could we do? I mean, this is looking very village-like now. Apart from perhaps the signs, but we'll put some signs in later on. But this does look very, very much like a village. And then once you're out the village, it's absolutely fine. That's pretty good. So that is a way to make a simple UK village. It's nothing too fancy, as you can see, but you can build it further and further and further. For example, so I did want to put a bush. Let's see what do we have here? Rose bushes. No, let's just go for a look. A leafy bush. I think I'm going to have to grab some different bush types or something in this for this series. So we've got some bushes back there. You can even put some, look, right there. Stick these along the side of the road. Look at that. What is that? Thistles? Something like that. These are weeds. I think these are leafy bush. I mean, it looks like a thistle or something. Oh look, for some reason we've got a little bit of weeds growing out just here, where it meets the road, and around the side of this tarmac here. There you go. And you can put all these little bits and bobs of detail into this build. There's just so much that you could potentially do. You could add in these bushes. What's this? A prop for a rose bush. You know, there's just so much. There is so much that you can actually do, which is brilliant. But it does take a huge amount of time. Tell you what we should do. We should probably get this side walled off. So we probably have a wall along here going into this from this wire fence. So we'll do that to finish the episode. And we'll use this one. Let's see what this one does. Probably not what I want it to do, in all honesty. So let's not use that one. Let's just use this one then. Oh, for some reason these ones don't want to. Can I lift them up? No. Unfortunately, I cannot. Alright, I'll just stick these. It was working fine a moment ago, but oh well. Do that. That. All the way up to there. And then we'll go around the back of these buildings. There. There. And we'll just go sort of along this wall, if we can, right up to there. Let's see what that actually does for us. We'll have to use the move it tool to find the wall. There it is. Alright. So, can we not move it? Can we not move it? I don't want to bend the wall. I just want to move parts of the wall. Is that the part of the wall that I want to move? No, there it is. That's the one. For some reason, it does not want to move up. Oh, there it goes. Alrighty. Wonderful. Let's use the right keys. There we go. Perfect. And we'll do the same for this side. There's the wall. Not too high. It's a nice low wall. Like that. And we'll do the same here. It's a bit in the middle. Come on. I want the bit in the middle. There we go. And then that bit there. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully it's given you an idea as to how things can be built. If you have, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. That would be really, really great. If you've got any other ideas, please do let me know. Between episodes, I'm probably going to... There might be about a week between this episode and the next, because I'm going to spend some time adding in a few more villages. I don't want to obviously do the same thing over and over and over again for you guys, so I'll add in the villages. We'll probably be losing a bunch of money, but I've already got some really good ideas for this area to start making a bunch more money. So we're going to look at putting things in this area of Affenford. Of course, we've still been working on the outskirts of Affenford. There's going to be a lot going on the outskirts, even as we even as we build in sort of that area and that area there, there's a lot going to be going on the outskirts and the village area of Affenford, or the villages outside of Affenford, to ensure that when we do reach this area, when the city does grow to this side of the map, it's going to look absolutely awesome and very, very authentic and realistic in terms of a British design. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. I think that's all from me. Let's see. I think I'm just trying to figure out where a really nice that's probably a decent screenshot, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'll take a screenshot there, and that's where I'll end it. Thank you very much once again. I'll see you guys next time in City Skylines.